Today we're going to be trying to fix a Vizio power supply for a M65-F0, and I have done a video in the past for repairing the common faults. This one, however, has a slightly different issue, and in fact, I most likely will be requesting some help from you, the viewer, to identify some of the damaged components. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually have a working board or non-working board that I can compare off of, and we have some severely damaged components that I'm having a hard time identifying. If we take a look over here on the back of the board, we'll identify IC600, which is the one that commonly fails. Now, we have actually already replaced it, and as I was doing that, I noticed, there's a solder ball there, but I noticed these resistors were burnt and failed open. I also, if we keep going down, look at Q600, well, it has failed shorted, and if we take a measurement with our multimeter in continuity mode, when we have a short, we get a beep. Well, sure enough, we have a shorted transistor. So that's easy enough. We can replace that transistor. What I'm gonna have some troubles with is replacing and identifying these two resistors. So if we really zoom in, let me do a quick measurement on this diode. Just wanted to see if it was shorted, and it is not. And over here on this guy, I believe I'm reading a 1, but I really can't identify any of the other numbers. Maybe that's a 2, a 5, or a 3, and then I don't know. And this one's just, there's no way. There's just no way. So looking at how it is in the circuit, I have my transistor, one of the legs, which I'm not yet sure if this is the drain, source, or gate. It comes down here, connects to the 1002, the 10 kilo ohm resistor, and then goes up, and the trace connects to these two resistors, and the other side goes to this diode, and over here, this diode actually connects these two sides of these resistors. Doesn't look like we go anywhere else over here, but then we have a jumper. You know what? This looks suspicious. It has 3000. Let's take a reading. And we have mega ohms. So that resistor, which makes sense. So that's still that transistor. So that transistor that's shorted does directly go over here. So this is supposed to be a 300 ohm resistor, I believe. 3000. And I'm getting 15 mega ohms. That's a little high. And that jumper goes to this IC. And let's see what else. I'm not really noticing anything else damaged. All right, let's see. Over here, we have one leg of the transistor that goes to this jumper, and that looks to go to the transformer right over here, and then this diode. Let's see if this diode is shorted. It is not. We're getting 100 kilo ohms. I'm assuming if I go in diode mode, 0.45 volts, and that should be open, and it is. Okay, so the diode's okay, not zero, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna start by desoldering the transistor, and we're gonna get some information on it. All right. And it looks like my legs are loose. Of course, it is screwed into that heatsink, and that means we'll have to remove the heatsink as well. We'll have to desolder these two large pads. See if we can do better. I don't think we're going to do much better. All right, we probably have to finish that off with the desolder wick. All right, yep, this side's loose. Let's attack this side. I guess while we're desoldering, I do want to say I did look all over the internet. You cannot find any replacement boards. You can't buy these used. You can't buy them broken. You can't buy them working. So if we cannot fix this board, the customer will not have any other options than to just toss it out and buy a new TV, and we definitely want to avoid that if we can. Now, I've never seen one of these M65-F0 power supplies fail like this before. I've only ever really seen this IC chip. All right, so I'm trying to wiggle this off, but we have that silicone that's attached here. Let me try to move that. Looks like there's a sensor there. I'm not really sure what that is. If you know what the TH600 is, let me know down in the comments below. All right, this is our component. It is a P10NK70ZFP. Let's see if it's shorted out of circuit. And sure enough it is. We expected that. Let's go ahead and check. Our short is gone. Looking at the data sheet, so our gate is pin 1, which is, I believe, over here. Our drain is pin 2, and our source is pin 3 over here. 1, 2, 3. From left to right, this is upside down. So because we're looking at it upside down, it's reversed. 3, 2, 1. 1 is gate, 2 is drain, 3 is source. Okay. So if this is our gate, that was what was affected. Our gate and source has a 10K ohm resistor and all of this stuff in the middle. Well, I'm not sure how that helps me understand what these might be, but maybe that does help someone else that could let me know in the comments, because that would be awesome. And so it looks like, if I'm looking at my schematics, that this is an N-channel, 700 volts, 8.6 amp rated MOSFET. So we definitely have some of those. So we'll go ahead and replace that first. I was mistaken. I thought for sure we had a transistor that would meet these characteristics, but we do not. So we'll have to special order it. And this is definitely going to have to be a multi-parter. So this 300 ohm resistor I actually don't have in my inventory. Turns out I have 330, but no 300. So we'll also have to special order that part. So we're going to be ordering a transistor, this resistor, and I still need to somehow identify these two resistors. So again, if you can somehow help me identify or figure out how I can identify these two resistors, I would really appreciate it. My customer, of course, will really appreciate it. And we can all learn together. Thanks for watching. Till next time.